Okay, we're fixed. We're fixed. We're ready. We're rocking and rolling. People can hear me. There's a green audio. All right. Oh, man. Enjoy, and we'll do some Q&A at the end. You're interested in coaching? Okay, let's try this for the final time. All right, guys, I apologize for that. I think my mic is now working. I don't know what was happening, what was going on there, but nonetheless, we are here. If you can hear me in the chat, will be super helpful to just let me know if you can hear me in the chat below. If you can't hear me, that's an issue, and I don't know what to do at this point. But hopefully you can hear me, and hopefully we are ready to rock and roll. Let's try this again. What's up, guys? If you can let me know, just give a little thumbs up in the chat that you can hear my audio. That would be super helpful. Don't know what was going on there, but I think I fixed it. So you're good. Perfect. What's up, Annalise? How are you? Thank you, Winton. Appreciate that. Loud and clear. Perfect. All right, cool. Well, we're a couple minutes behind, so we got to get started here ASAP. This is life in content creation, life in the technological world. Giving all the signs your body is losing fat. Join below. All right. Rock and roll, rock and roll. Happy Tuesday. Thumbs up. Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate that. Thank you for being here live, everybody. And as always, we will do some Q&A at the end if we have time. So just get those questions ready. I'm going to run through the video. We're talking about all the signs, all the weird, strange signs that your body is losing fat that I think you should know about because it will help you stay more consistent, because most people think they aren't seeing progress or losing fat when in reality they are. So this is really important for you to know so you can be more consistent, because that's what I want for you. I want you to be consistent, reach your goals, and do all the fun things that you want to do in your journey. All right, cool. Rock and roll. We are going to get started here in just 1 second. Got a new laptop yesterday. About time. No, I am not drinking pee. This is a Monster energy drink. All right. Rock and roll. Give me 1 quick second. You'll be giving me a lot of quick seconds, but I appreciate that. All right. Okay. You guys ready to rock? I am ready as well. And like I said, remember, guys, video first. For those of you who are just joining, video first. I'm going to go through some 7 strange signs that your body is losing fat. Hint, aside from just losing weight on the scale, which doesn't always mean fat loss, by the way, but stay tuned. And then at the end, we'll do Q&A. All right? 3, 2, 1, let's go. If you've been eating healthy and working out, but you can't really tell if you're losing fat or not, I've coached over 25,000 clients with their fat loss journey. And in this video, I'm going to give you 7 strange but true signs that your body is burning fat, even if the number on the scale isn't going down yet, and even if you feel like you don't look that different yet. By the end of this video, you'll know whether you're making progress and you should keep doing what you're doing, or whether you're not making progress and you need to make some changes. Before we get into strange sign number 1, I need to tell you a dirty little secret about that number on the scale. The number most people live or die by. And what I want to first get into is this is 1 pound of fat, and this is 1 pound of muscle. Some of you may know this, some of you may not, but as you can tell, the composition of these 2, muscle and fat, are different. Fat is more dense and more hard, that's what she said, Muscle is more squishy and it takes up more space. So if you are losing this, but gaining this, that number on the scale won't change because even though they look different, even though how they feel on your body is different, they both weigh a pound. So take away a pound of this, put on a pound of this, the number on the scale isn't going to change. And this is why, if you're only tracking your fat loss progress by a number on the scale, you are setting yourself up for failure. You're not going to know the whole story. You're going to think you're not making progress, and then you're going to quit. But in reality, you were making progress. You were just not tracking your progress correctly. And on top of the muscle versus fat, the next thing I want to talk about is when you start lifting weights and you start getting some of this muscle, think of muscle as you ever seen those like houses on the beach that were once like a small little house and somebody bought the land, they tore the house down and they built this big mansion on the beach, right? That's how you can think about your muscles. Because when you go to work out, you tear down your muscles. You tear down your muscle fibers, create little micro tears in your muscle fibers. And then your body has to recover and build back up from those micro tears so you can build stronger and more defined muscles. Your body is essentially saying, we just went through a lot of stress. We need to recover and grow stronger so that we'll be able to withhold and withstand that stress in the future. So when you tear down and build back up, something comes into your body called inflammation. And a lot of you have heard of inflammation before, and inflammation is not always a bad thing, especially when we come to building muscle, because this inflammation is necessary for your body to build stronger, more defined muscles. Again, once your body tears things down and the inflammation comes in, that's when your body starts to change and you start to change how you look and how you feel and how your clothes fit differently. But with this inflammation comes some short-term water weight. So let's say you did lose 2 pounds of fat this week, but you started lifting weights, you're pushing yourself in your workouts, you have some inflammation in your muscles. You could lose 2 pounds of fat that week, but you would be holding on to 2 pounds of short-term water weight. So the scale would not change, but that doesn't mean you're not losing fat because of the short-term water weight. So that's number 2. And number 3 reason why the scale isn't the best way to measure fat loss progress and know if you're burning fat or not. When you have muscle, inside of your muscles, you store something called glycogen. Think of this as just energy for your muscles. When you start lifting weights, your muscles in your body go, well, crap, we're getting put under stress pretty routinely. We need to make sure we have enough energy to be able to withhold and withstand this stress. So what do your muscles do? Smartly, if that's a word, they start putting more glycogen into your muscles and filling up your muscles with glycogen. Think of this as if you were like stuffing feathers into a pillowcase. I don't think pillowcases anymore have feathers in them, but you understand the concept. You push the feathers in and it kind of like becomes bigger. It kind of puffs up. It kind of gets more defined and more filled out, right? That's what happens when you're lifting weights. But when your body is storing this extra glycogen, it's also going to be storing a little bit of extra water weight. So once again, you could have lost 1 to 2 pounds this week, but because your muscles are storing a bit more short-term glycogen to make sure they can withstand the stress, your scale might not go down because you might be storing 1 to 2 pounds of water weight. And you're starting to see how you're losing fat, but you're building muscle, the inflammation from the water weight, the glycogen storage water weight. 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks can go by and you would lose no weight. It doesn't mean you didn't lose any fat, it doesn't mean that your body isn't changing and looking different, but the scale hasn't gone down yet. And something we see with our online coaching clients all the time is what will then eventually come is the whoosh effect. And what this is, 3, 4, 5 weeks can go by, no weight loss because of what we said. And then on that 5th week, you could lose 5 pounds and keep it off forever because your body kind of releases and whooshes out this extra water weight. But if you don't stick with it long enough, you would never see that happen. And so this is why the scale is not the best indicator, the best sign of if your body is burning fat or not. And that's why we have to get into sign number 1 that your body is losing fat. This is a weird one, so stick with me. But your shoes get looser. Now, you cannot spot reduce body fat. So I understand it. You want to lose fat in your stomach. You want to lose fat on your arms, on your thighs, maybe your face. Your body's genetics pick and choose when and where you lose fat from first. For some people, it's their arms. For some people, it is their stomach. For some people, it's their back. Some people, it's their chest. Just depends on your body's genetics. But what often comes first is your body's extremities. So your feet, for example, people don't realize this. We store fat in our feet. And before you see a big change in your stomach or a big change in your arms, you're probably going to start to feel like, man, my shoes feel a little bit different. I feel like there's more room, or I feel like I'm hitting my toes against my shoes. This happens to me when I go into a calorie deficit. The same shoes I'm wearing now, I will go into a deficit, drop, 10, 15 pounds of body fat, and the front of my toes will start to hurt because they're pushing up against the shoes now that I wasn't doing before because my feet were fatter. And now, it's not just your shoes though. This is your hats you're wearing, the rings you're wearing,